El Cucuy.
Right.
Tell me about the El Cucuy.
It's a scary figure, man. You know, it is what it is. One of my first trainers, he tells me, he's like, you look like the Boogieman, like the El Cucuy. And it's funny because it brings you back to the heritage. People, it's kind of hard for them to realize I am Mexican. I am Mexican. So last night, my Ferguson, my stepdad stepped in the picture, but I didn't call him stepdad. He was one of those guys, my father, the veteran, he was a rolling rock. He had other important things to do. But my stepdad stepped in the picture. And it was good for me because it gave me a way to focus and to hone in everything because he was my best coach. He was the one that knew how to push me to the next level. The one that could get me to that next spot. And if he didn't get to that next spot, he could find the right person to get me to that next spot. And he taught me those core values that I would have never gotten, you know, if I wouldn't have enlisted or I tried to enlist. The thing is we're here trying to represent, and there's so much other things going on in the world. And the one thing that we can do is do our best. So for me to have those kinds of people, because I actually met my father and I went back to him, I told him, he helped me with my boxing, and we have a relationship now. Because I didn't want to have that void in my life. I don't want my boy to have that kind of a void, to know where I come from. So for me, the El Cucuy is much more than what it says. It's the guy that's training in the mountains, and when somebody pisses him off, he's going to come down there and teach somebody a lesson. It's always about that. It's the boogeyman. You don't piss off the boogeyman. That's El Cucuy straight up.
That's the guy that you become when you step into that octagon.
It is, and you know, and it's not just me. It's a nickname. Like I said, it's a nickname, and I got the eyes to go with it. And the part is, you don't get the eyes from anything. You get the eyes from what? Hard work, determination, the grit that you have when you're pushing yourself when nobody else is there. Like if you're a soldier and you're wounded, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna fucking die? No, you're gonna result to your training. You're gonna pull yourself up. And you're gonna help everybody else along the line. I try to keep that mentality. I make my bed every single day. Because you know what, there's a saying that we always have read to me, is because you know I've dealt with a lot of Navy SEALs, a lot of veterans. And the first thing is make your bed, because no matter how shitty the day is, you're gonna always come back to a made bed. It's so fucking rad, and I always try to take that mentality with me. I train a lot of these vets that come back and they have a hard time with PTSD, and I see it. So with mixed martial arts, it's easy for me to be a trainer rather than a fighter. So I look at this guy and I look at it and I'm like, man, you're a knucklehead, but it's okay. People make mistakes. I was a knucklehead once myself. It's time. Time is what's going to help everybody. It's going to help everybody grow up. So for me, I'm blessed to be able to do this opportunity, and it's not necessarily El Cucuy going inside that cage. That's Tony Ferguson. That's Anthony. That's me. That's the real me. I'm not fake. I don't have to talk. I'm going to show my actions.
Joe Rogan and Brendan Schaub said that might be the coolest nickname in all of fighting. El Cucuy.
It is, and it's crazy. I mean, it really is. It's somebody had my nickname, but I told him, I was like, there's only one. There's only one boogeyman here, and it's much worse than the boogeyman. You seen John Wick? You know, the Baba Yaga. That's the guy. You know what I mean? It's like one piece off that guy.
You told us on the conference call last week that when the fight's over, you're going to go have some pizza and beer. Is that your normal go-to?
Oh, dude, it really is. For me, it's something sweet. Right afterwards, I'll have some cookies. It's funny, one of the interviewers out of LA, he always buys me like animal cookie, like Girl Scout cookies, and he always hooks me up. And I didn't get my cookies this time, but I did bring a can of Coke and some Skittles. As soon as I get done having my sweet, I know that the fight's done. I know that I can relax a little bit. Because for this camp, I didn't go to Taco Bell like I would normally. You know, I got up to 200 pounds twice to make fun of Khabib. It's like, dude, I'm a wrestler. I'm a USA wrestler. It's like I have to represent my country for one, and I have to represent myself and my family. And I have to have faith in that the process is real. That everything I learned in college, and from my school, my teachers, and all of my coaches, the ones that couldn't get me there, I took. Any person I've ever had that gave me a pat on the back, shook my hand, or a smile to pay it forward. That was the thing, is everybody always told me to pay it forward. And really, that's what I'm trying to
do. Yeah, man, when I saw you at the Performance Institute, when was that, late July, you were huge, man.
Yeah.
I know weigh-ins are in just a couple of days, so it's getting tough.
I'm right on weight, I'm right on point. I'm a wrestler, like I said, by nature and by habit. Football player and baseball. You got to know where that play's going to go right before it goes. And so with that, I'm not going to miss weight. I got a lot of people counting on me to make your weight, be professional, show up, and win. Somebody's trying to take food from my kid's table. It's not happening.
Hey, thanks, Tony.